Welcome back to the Journey to Leadership podcast, leadership and management insights to engage, educate, and empower. The aim of this podcast is to provide leaders at all levels of organizations with tactics and techniques to significantly increase effectiveness, productivity, and results in their business. I am Coach Corey Atkinson, your leadership and performance coach, head of learning and development at CSPN. And today we're talking about paying attention to your people. Now, one of the joys of the work I do is I get to work with organizations in helping them strengthen their teams, whether they be team building sessions on the fundamentals and foundations of great teams, or sessions that are just promoting a lot of fun and connection. And somewhere throughout those days or sessions, I'll always share with the audience these three lines. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, while working together is success. And when I think about paying attention to your people and working together, they go hand in hand. A few months ago, I was in a coaching conversation with my client, Robert. Robert is a senior executive in a mid-sized financial services organization. And I asked him, where are things at with becoming a more intentional leader and truly showing up for his people? As I know that was something that he really wanted to focus on in our conversation. He was quiet for a moment, and then he shared this story with me. He said, about 2 weeks ago, Corey, I was having one of those pulled in every direction days. You know, the ones where your to-do list of 10 at 8 a.m. turns into a to-do list of 50 by noon. I laughed and I said, I know exactly what you mean, Robert. He continued by saying, it was 4 p.m. when I had a knock at my door. I looked up and it was Crystal, one of my team members, coming for a one-on-one update meeting. She walks in, looks at my desk, looks at me, and can tell that I'm in a bit of a war zone. Is this a good time? She asked cautiously. I can come back tomorrow or reschedule with you. And I replied, of course not. Grab a seat, let's talk. So Crystal grabs a seat, opens up her notepad, and starts in on her list of things that she wants to discuss. About a minute into her sharing, I get a knock at my door. It's one of my colleagues. Hey, Robert, can I have a quick word with you? I shake my head saying no and shoo him away. I'll get back to you. We're talking for about 5 minutes when my cell phone starts to vibrate. I pick it up and put on silent mode without even taking my focus away from her. Then my laptop pings, letting me know I have an email. I softly shut down the screen. And then a minute later, my phone rings. And I ignore it. After 3 rings, Crystal looks at me and asks, aren't you going to get that? And I pause and I say to her, no. I don't know whether that call is important or not, but it can wait. I do know this meeting and our time together is important. Corey, she immediately gave me a huge smile and continued the conversation with like new energy. I could literally see that she felt valued. After the hour-long meeting, and after great discussion and sharing, Crystal gathers up her notes, closes her laptop, and begins to walk out. But then she gets to her door of my office, stops and turns and says, thanks, Robert. And I said, no, this was great. She says, no, I know you're always on the go, but you've taken the time to focus on what I wanted to talk about and not let anybody interrupt our time. It really meant a lot. Thank you so much. Wow, that's amazing, Robert. What sparked this? And then he says, Corey, I remember in our early sessions on the topic of leading with excellence, you said, if my people do not feel like they can approach me or connect with me, there's virtually no chance that they'll be engaged with me or the organization or its vision. So I realized, Corey, in that moment with Crystal, that when you let distractions pull you away from your time with your people, or in this case, my people, I'm discouraging them from approaching me. Wow. What more can I say to Robert after that? He got it. What you pay attention to and how you respond to things matters a great deal to your team and to your people. If you meet your people and let push notifications, texts, knocks on the doors, emails, calls constantly distract you, you're telling your team inadvertently that those things are more important than them. And when people don't feel valued, they won't trust you or bother to bring issues to you unless they feel that they'll get your attention. It's a great way to end up in a constant firefight and reactive management mode. So, what are Coach Corey's comments on paying attention? A huge challenge that I see over and over amongst the leaders that I work with that are struggling to be exceptional is what I call NSET, not spending enough time. Not spending enough time, in this case, with their team. Yeah, they have their biweekly meetings, but are they really connecting with the individuals and the team members? You see, when you show your people you value your time with them, you are much more likely to have a strong communication and, of course, engagement. Actually, nothing sums this up better than the data from a recent Gallup poll entitled The State of the North American Manager, where it showed employees whose managers are open and approachable are more engaged. They feel they can come to them with personal and professional challenges. Now, I know your days are busy as leaders, crazy busy, in fact. You have pressures from your boss, other people, other departments, other stakeholders, and you're just trying to get things done. So you're probably sitting there thinking, listening to me thinking, okay, Corey, I know how important my team is, but exactly how am I supposed to get all my work done and make a dent in my emails and attend to all those meetings as well as spend time with them? And my answer is always the same. The best leaders in the world find the time. They make the time. And these are not leaders with multiple personal assistants attending only to their every need. They are quietly people who get how important spending time with others is. So, what can you do? Well, I always give 3 tips to those leaders that want to figure out how they can make sure they are spending time. 1, get away from that age-old open door policy, which many leaders have found fails to lead to good outcomes. People only come to your door if they think you're open, not just if the door is open. Number 2, break away from what I call reactive management mode. Now, when I work with organizations, I tell them about reactive, responsive, and generative. Reactive is where you're just reacting naturally. And there's 3 things you can do. Schedule your open door and your creative time. Let it be known, I'm going to be open. I want people to come and share your concerns at these times of the day. Number 2, time box or block time for your emails. Check them in the morning, check them at lunch, check them at the end of the day when you can just focus on them. Now, that doesn't work for everyone, but it is a starting place. And number 3, make one-on-ones sacred. Make sure they don't get moved. Now, if you struggle to stay focused in your one-on-ones, there's hundreds of different strategies for taking notes, handwriting, using flip charts, whiteboards, and there are hundreds of software and apps out today. So let's recap and make sure you're clear on your takeaways for this paying attention to your people. The key today is to pay attention to and make time for your people. Be there for them mentally and physically. Whether it is walking around your office or it is the department or even the warehouse floor, it makes a difference. You will be amazed at what connecting one-on-one with your team members can do in a formal or even informal setting. You get to know them better, what strengths they have, what they've learned, what challenges they're facing, what stupid processes drive them nuts, what ideas they have for saving time, money, or even serving your customers better, or even how deeply they do or don't understand the vision or mission of where you're going in that particular time period. The list goes on forever when you connect. So get out there and pay attention to your people. So let's wrap things up. This is one session in a number of different podcasts that we're doing to support leaders in being great at what they do. So if you want more information about how to do that, please connect with me through our website, mycspn.com. You will find information about our customizable learning and development options, consulting, upcoming events, and client success stories. As well, you can reach out to me, Corey Atkinson, on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter. Or even better, email me directly at corey@mycspn.com. I love getting your thoughts, comments, and questions. All of our episodes are in our archives on our podcast page. So please go there to see what else we've been talking about. And because community is key to our journey to leadership and life, I have a great offer for you, the listener. When you post a review of the podcast, I'll send you my CSPN 2018 Gotta See This reading list, a collection of books, articles, blogs, infographics, and more that my clients and I have found extremely helpful for maximizing leadership, implementing management strategies, and delivering memorable experience for clients and customers. So please post your review and I'll send the list immediately. Once again, my name is Corey Atkinson, the leadership and performance coach at CSPN. Hope you really enjoyed listening. Looking forward to seeing you on your journey to leadership. And thanks for being a part of our podcast. Have a fabulous day.